afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here at the public forum at the exhibition Hydrogen and Fuel Cells Europe here at Hannovermesse 2022. It's nice to have you back. It's also nice to see you here relaxing. You can have a coffee, but please also listen to our interesting talk. Everyone who's browsing around, yes, you can sit down as well. You're all invited. We are going to discuss the following topic: high-performance materials and sealing solutions for hydrogen, for the whole hydrogen value chain. But I think we're going to talk a little bit more than that. So please welcome with me on stage the Strategic Partnership and Funding Lead of Saint-Gobain, Mr. Raphaël Lanté. Raphaël, welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I'm happy that you are here. It's your first time on this stage. Is it your first time at this fair?
Indeed, it is.
Tell me, what is your experience of this beautiful orange fair?
It's orange, for sure. No, the fair is really great. It's great for our company. It's the first time for our company to actually have a booth here and provide and showcase all our products and solutions.
And how's it been going? How's business been going?
Very well so far.
Congratulations to that. Everyone would now like to know, so what does your company do? So we need a brief company introduction, please.
Yes. I'll give you a little background on who is Saint-Gobain. So Saint-Gobain is a company with a long history, is a 350 years old company. We are based in Paris, headquartered in Paris in France, but we are in 70 countries around the world.
70.
70, right. We have 1,000 manufacturing sites, and we have about 40 billion in turnover. So what do? We design, manufacture, and distribute materials and solutions for the construction industry, the healthcare industry, the energy, of course, but as well for mobility and the industrial sector.
Okay, and what does this have to do with hydrogen?
So hydrogen is today a very hot topic everywhere, especially within Saint-Gobain. And I want to emphasize on two folds. I think the first one is because we're a manufacturing company, a lot of our processes require a very energy-intensive process. And we made a statement a few years ago that we want to be carbon neutral by 2050. So some of our processes, like glass production or ceramic production, gypsum production, uses a lot of natural gas.
That means that you are a hydrogen user.
Exactly. So that's one fold. We're a hydrogen user. And the second fold is why we are here with our booth, is we have a full portfolio of what we call high-performance solutions. So those are materials and components that goes all across the value chain. So really from the production of hydrogen, storage and transport, as well as application. So mobility and industrial application of hydrogen.
Raphaël, let's do this for those in the audience who don't know. Let's do a brief explanation of the hydrogen value chain.
Hydrogen value chain. So we need to produce hydrogen. You probably know the rainbow. There's all the different colors and ways of doing hydrogen. We see a lot on the show about electrolyzers and fuel cells, but there's as well the other color where we're present. Then you need to store it, you need to compress it, you need to transport it, and every time, for example, you have connection there. So you need materials that can handle the high pressure, the high temperature, the flows, the different change as well of the state. And in the end, you have the applications. So it can be mobility, it can be, we're looking at transportation in general, but as well application like in furnaces where we have as well material. And maybe to be a little bit more clear on what high performance solution is and our materials, we represent this week basically 3 business units. We have one around high performance seals, so high performance polymer seals and metal seals. We have as well our ceramic division that has a broad portfolio of oxide, non-oxide, and shape and form of ceramic materials. And our last one is thin films. So we produce thin films that can be used in gasketing, for example, in electrolyzers.
So, with your three business units, which role does your company play along the hydrogen value chain?
Yeah, so the model we have really is taking our expertise in material, our competencies, I would say, in harsh environment, extreme conditions, and apply that for the hydrogen. So, giving you an example, we know sealing or liquid hydrogen and sealing, all the challenging for many, many years because we've been into the field of sealing for tank and handling hydrogen in the aerospace. And this is known. Now we take this competency together with our automotive competency where we need large manufacturing part and ability to scale, and we apply that to our product. And now we are in the right spot to help our customer scale their products.
I have so many questions, but how is hydrogen behaving differently than other gases?
Yeah, so that's a tricky question. We all know hydrogen is the tiniest molecule. It gets everywhere and it damages the parts. You have embrittlement and aging, faster aging of your components. What we bring is new type of formulation of material, a design that it will be specific as well. And those material will be more resistant, will have a longer lifetime. So that's why we bring reliability of the pieces to have no critical issue within your system and as well longer lifetime.
So I understand the expertise of your company. We can say you are material experts. I would like to know which kind of customers can you actually help?
Well, actually, we had the basis of existing customer, very interested in our solution. But we saw hydrogen economy really booming. Many new players coming, not necessarily to disrupt, but they need solutions. So the way we help customers as well is taking their problems, designing a solution for them. So we have a lot, our model is really turned around co-development, tailoring the solution to the customer problem. And the second fold, and we hope that will happen very soon, is really helping them to scale. We have this manufacturing footprint, and we have this ability to scale and manufacture at large scale, which is
Why do
something.
you have the ability to produce on large scale?
Well, because we have the assets. First, that's one thing. And while it is growing, and it's probably for the future, but we have this experience of fitting the needs of our customer to our production capacity. So we are very reactive in capital expenditure when it's needed for the market.
In which markets are you active?
It's you mean outside the hydrogen or for the hydrogen?
In countries wise.
Oh, in country.
Let's specify hydrogen and then markets.
Okay, so in hydrogen, it's really across whole value chain, right? Production of hydrogen in all colors, a low temperature, high temperature with our ceramic division, and as I said, transport and as well application. In geographies, we have a global footprint. We have about 4,000 researchers across the globe in 8 transversal R&D centers that really help this connection between the customer needs and the product that needs to be developed. So we are, I would say, across the globe. We don't have limitation in terms of geography. So there's a big footprint, of course, in Europe, where it's very vibrant, but we see a lot of traction in the US as well as in Asia.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is there any question at this time from the audience? What question do you have? Just raise your hand so I can see if you have a question. There's one question. I'm coming down to you.
About the material that prevent the leak in aerospace industry, how is about that?
So can you be a bit more specific?
the material or maybe the membrane that prevents the leak,
Yeah, so,
hydrogen leak?
so we have a base of material. It really depends on your application, but it can be PTFE, polyimide, PEEK. We have a broad range of high-performance polymer that we can use. It really depends if you want to be high temperature, low temperature, very low temperature, and as well the temperature swing that will be needed in your application.
Thank you. Any other
And
questions?
if you want to know more, of course, come to the booth.
So I want to talk a little bit more about the different topics, but maybe we can talk about problems regarding energy loss.
Yes. So, So energy loss. Just can you be more precise on?
Yeah. So when we produce hydrogen, we always have a certain energy loss, and I just want to know if your company, I think we talked about this in our pre-chat, has solutions to reduce energy loss.
Yes. So the energy loss is the overall ROI of a system. When we look at it and we take, for example, a refueling station, today the number of hours without maintenance is not sufficient. So we're really working on now and focusing on designing materials that can withstand tenfold what is the current status. So this is a huge saving for operators in the end, because you don't need to do as much maintenance and replace components within the life of the system.
So from what I understand so far is that your business model is regarding hydrogen, that I have a problem and I come to you and you help me solving the problem. Let me think of a problem. So I have a fueling station, a hydrogen fueling station, and I have problems with the leakage or the sealing. How would you come into play?
Well, first we need to know what is the problem, right? What is the actual solution, and what's the design behind this? Either, we, based on today on our experience and growing experience, we start to have a portfolio of components that we know will work. And if the solution is specific, we say, let's say it's you need a storage tank of 1,000 bars. There's very little solution that's existing on the market today. So we really take the approach of looking at the formulation of the material, the design of the material that is as important, and then collaborate with the customer to make sure that it fits all the requirements. So there's the application testing that is very important, and testing your solution in real environment is how you learn very fast. And how you solve the problem quickly.
For sure, and this is also a way to create best practice example to also consult other potential customers.
And I want to add maybe one thing is I think there's a growing community around hydrogen. People are fully sharing and
yes, there's a growing community.
yes, and then we see it here. But definitely that's for us an angle very important is partnerships. We partner with our suppliers, we partner with our customers, but as well with all the network of university where the competencies are. And that's where in this way we can collaborate more efficiently and accelerate innovation, which is important and what the industry needs.
Which is also one of the key benefits of your company, is it is so large and has a network all around the world. You can provide assistance and solutions in every market, so that's definitely your advantage, right?
That's right.
Last question that I have for you. Who would you like to attract to your booth at this fair? Who would you like to attract to come to your booth at this fair?
Well, basically anyone that is interested in a solution to be developed that can be unique for their needs, or where they think they can improve their systems. So really it can be from electrolyzer, fuel cells, SOEC, but even components for valves, pumps, and storage tanks. So we actually have a fairly wide public, and that's what we have seen so far this week of interest.
So the fair has been going well for you?
Indeed.
that is really good news. We have to close our talk now, but it was a pleasure to have you here on stage,
Thank you very
Raphaël.
much, Mona.
I hope to see you here next year.
We will.
So thank you very much.